Okay.
And there we are. We should be live, although I can see that my my little video window has been resized again. No, we can see everyone and we can probably hear everyone. Oscar?
Yay! Good evening, everybody.
Hello. Chris?
Live from the Netherlands.
I'm here.
Yes, Chris is there too, and me too. All audio seems to be working. Welcome, everybody. I have just received a message from Edwin, our famous
Our viewer.
Yeah, I'm getting. He is sending me all kinds of weird messages now. Alles okay and all sync. Oh, sync. It's in sync, but
it's in sync.
He has a very.
How did you manage that?
I will tell you all about that. What happened last time after I reset everything, I noticed that we were still out of sync. When we were doing live, it was out of sync. So I changed the sync during our show to try and make it in sync. What actually happened in the recorded stream is that it started out being perfectly in sync, and then halfway through, it went out of sync. So I'm not going to do anything.
Good.
I will just leave it at 0. I will not touch the sync thing again. And apparently, now all is in sync. And hopefully Edwin can give me a message if it starts to run out of sync. I don't know if it sort of drifts. I don't know. But we will see how that goes. But maybe we have the leg boven. So
okay.
Yeah. So I hope. I'm not sure, but I hope. So welcome everyone. Episode 2, season 2. 2 is a good number this year, as friends of mine know. So 2 is good. And today's show, I don't have a clue what we're going to talk about. We normally don't really have a clue what we're talking about, but now I didn't even bother to ask. So I know that
this will be intriguing.
Yes, this is very intriguing because on top of all that, I've been so bloody busy with all kinds of stuff except fun stuff that I really don't have anything to share. But then again, while talking, most of the time there's lots to share.
This could become a very short show.
It could be, and that's fine too. You know, if there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about, which is fine. If our viewers can give us topics, that would be fine too. But for one thing, I do know, and I don't know if
be very careful when you ask for things like
that.
Yes,
I know. But the stream is not the chat is not viewable live, so I can do whatever I want anyway. But we can see. But I do know. I'm pretty sure. Although I'm putting you on the spot now, Chris, is that you were finishing your Mustang or have
Yes, it is finished. It's upstairs. I can go and get it.
Well, maybe that could be an idea to go through that. And
please.
Yeah, no problem. We can
run, Ronnie,
run. Yes, run. I'll just pause him. Yeah, run first.
Life is like a box of chocolate.
Yeah, a box of chocolate. Yeah. Anyway, so
well, I will start running as well. Then I will get my Mustang as well, and then
you can.
Let's see if it's the same.
Compare notes.
yeah.
That'd be cool. It's so. If I had a Mustang, we could do something like we were planning with the Titanic.
Yeah.
Just have 3 Mustangs in. I did not. I was actually very serious when we talked about doing that Titanic thing in some way or another, and obviously, buying one would be a lot of money, but still, we probably need to talk about that. Anyway, I can see Chris slowly getting back into frame. There he is. Yeah. That's cool. So how did it go? You were ordering your missing part, so that's in there now. Okay.
So I need to change my background so it's not blurred. And I didn't prepare for this either.
Oh, that's fine.
We have all time. We have an hour.
At least everybody can see that we were not prepared in sync.
All right. So it's finished.
Wow.
With the hood scoop. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. It's very cool. I really like that one.
Yeah. The front splitter is on. Yeah.
Yep.
Everything is.
And I like there's like little attention to detail. Like when you put the supercharger on.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was there's no way you're going to be able to open the hood now they've put the supercharger on, but they've designed it so there's just enough of a hole.
Oh wow, yeah.
That you can still open the hood and it clears the supercharger.
Wow. That's amazing.
Just attention to detail like that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate on stuff like this. It just makes it feel like someone really thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And then it's got the little side exit exhausts on here.
Cool. Yeah.
And then the front splitter and then it's got the let's see if I can. So the wheels are currently in the sort of the hot rod position, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
You can lift up the rear wheels like that.
Oh wow. Yeah. You can pose it.
Sits level.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a
That's
little
cool.
mechanism built into the back of it for doing that. So
oh wow.
But yeah, it was a really interesting build, you know.
Yeah.
Got the tailgate that opens up and I put the nitrous bottle in there and everything.
Oh wow, it's so cool. I like I like all of it. It looks so good. But especially the front with the grill and the lights look really like. I mean, it's really very close to.
It's a really good approximation to a Mustang.
Yeah.
You see,
and
in an instant what it is.
Yeah. And the pony, is that a sticker? Is that a part or?
Yep, it's a sticker. It was actually now was this a sticker or was this a printed part?
I think it's a printed part.
I think it's a printed part because I've never got a sticker on that straight. So I'm going to say it was a printed part.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, that's of course.
But yeah, it's a good kit. And when you do the souped up mode, the two pieces that you have left over are the regular hood scoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the regular carburetor air intake cover.
Okay. Yeah. You take that off.
And then you can just swap those out by lifting this off and putting all the other pieces back on. But it's a really, really nice model.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and it's got some weight to it as well. It's probably over a kilo when it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got some weight and some bulk to it.
Yeah, I think Oscar's now checking the box for the weight.
I didn't know if that's it's 1,471 pieces.
Yeah, pieces, but it doesn't.
So it's.
Well, anyway,
it came out really nicely. So
love it.
I'm pleased with the end result.
Yes, I can imagine. It looks really cool.
I don't have anywhere to put it, but I'm pleased with the end result.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be a problem.
There's the box.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Yeah, it's behind you. Yeah. That's the problem with Lego, with everything really. You run into problems where you have to put everything. But
once it's built.
Yeah. Oh well, that's the advantage of if I end up buying the Saturn 1 rocket once I get to it. It's tall, but you can just put it in a corner and it doesn't take any space.
Yeah, that's mine is sitting in the corner of my room over here. So
you can dismantle it in the 3 pieces and just put it in your refrigerator in the door. Where normally the flasks
next
are.
to the milk and the orange juice.
Yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, we were when you were getting the model, Chris, we were shortly talking about the whole Lego thing, and we started talking about doing a Titanic group build last week.
Yeah,
and obviously, we were thinking, buying one and shipping the parts around the world is a cool thing to do, but it might be a little bit too cumbersome and expensive really to do. So then we thought we buy every one of us buys one. That of course is also a very expensive thing to do, but then then we can build it. But I'm still trying to find a way to start doing that, because it would be so cool. Just to do that, do a live build, do the whole thing. And I haven't had much time to investigate it, but because I don't know, I think it's 400 or 500 euros a kit. I don't know for sure.
It's pretty expensive.
It's pretty expensive.
Even more, I think.
Oh, even
Yeah.
more. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's a little
I
bit.
think it's like 7 or 8, something like that. 7 or 800.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah.
that's a little bit too much probably, but we'll see if we can find a way to do that, or start doing that with that same thing with a little bit smaller kit, just as a tryout.
Would it work if we buy one and then start sending missing pieces to Lego?
Oh yeah.
And,
Until we
then
have the whole
half
thing.
Rebuild the whole kit.
one third to one house and one third to another house, and then we have it complete.
Yeah, I do think that they've got some sort of system in place to prevent people from doing
they
that.
probably would. That would, yeah.
Yeah, trigger something somewhere.
They'd probably figure that out.
Yeah. It would also be nice just to try to see what happens, but
Yeah.
but you have to spread it over a couple of years, obviously, so that isn't too obvious.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Titanic. I mean, still a good idea, but I don't know how we're gonna end up being able to do that. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Another thing we discussed last week was the electric vehicles. And again, I've had no time to investigate anything. But what I did see is because the thing we're not going to talk about is now in a different state where the shops are open again. And I am working next to a Polestar shop.
Okay.
So I might just pop in there, maybe do a test drive or whatever, and be able to do a video of that. Do a dash cam or whatever, and share that.
We'll do a video, like a walk around of the car as well, because it's. Yeah. I think it's a really, really nice car, the Polestar 2.
It looks good, and the thing is, and you that's another thing with the Lexus too. These cars are already sort of old now. I mean, they've already been. Superseded really by newer versions of electric vehicles. So you see that some of these vehicles that were, right up there are now starting to fall back a little bit because the technology is going so fast that they are a bit old now in their technology. Mm-hmm. And then also for price, they put a model underneath the normal model, which has a little bit less power. And so I'm not sure if it's gonna be a good choice, but then again, it was and still is probably a very good car, and it looks nice, which is also important. I think it looks really good. So it's just fun to just talk to them and see what we can do. I mean, there's one park just around the corner, and that's probably for test drive. So I'll just try and do that somewhere. Hopefully,
there's a very real danger now that if you take this for a test drive, your brain's gonna go, this is so much nicer than anything I've ever driven. Mm-hmm. I now want this. Yeah. And your thoughts about your Lexus will be, I really don't care about that car anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's hope so. That'll make it easier to get rid of that one. Because right now, it seems like a very bad thing to have to sell that. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I did obviously drive like a hybrid, which is different, I know, but a hybrid Lexus for a year or two. And while it was in electric mode, just, driving very slow through the city, it was okay, It was just like if you... it's just the sound is so weird, It sounded a little bit like a tram if you slow down.
Yeah.
You hear this a little bit like it's like you're in an electric tram, obviously, electric vehicle. And I was always mimicking that sound while I was doing that, which was annoying, obviously, to people that were driving with me. But it was some of these weird things. But then again, that was hybrid. It was very early. It's probably all going to be different now. But and what I didn't like, especially about that car, is the CVT transmission, which to me was so bad, so not a cool thing. Because CVT, what happens if you ask power obviously that had a 1800 like petrol engine in it too. So what happened if you put the pedal to the floor, it would rev up all the way to, I don't know, the optimum revs for the optimum torque or whatever, and then it would slowly get up to that speed. But it's like a really weird sensation, and it sounds really not cool to do that. And that was the most annoying thing about that car, I thought. So if you were driving along at the highway at a normal speed, that's fine, although it didn't go fast enough, but that's another thing. But at 160 or 170, you could just get along, and that was fine. But if you were in the mountains and you were trying to get up a hill and you just floored the pedal, the engine would go, but you still have no speed. So you have a lot of noise and things, but no speed. But that obviously is different with electric motors, because they have optimum torque all the time. So that problem,
is no real gearbox to speak of.
So that problem goes away, which makes it probably a lot better if it's a real electric vehicle.
Yeah.
But I remember that being really annoying back then. But we'll see. I've got all these plans. I all want to do it, but there's just so little time to do it. And then there's a week by and we have another show, and I think, oh shit, I haven't done anything.
Didn't do anything about it.
Done anything. But okay, that's okay.
I've watched last week a YouTube movie about a Rivian.
Oh yeah.
Who towed a Mustang across the US.
Okay.
So it was actually they started somewhere in the neighborhood of Chicago. I forgot where it was.
That's right.
And drove really through the country like Route 66 to the West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually somebody who works with Rivian. It was
I seem to
relocated.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But somehow they needed to charge, I think, every 100 miles or something, and then for an hour.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it was,
So it's
at the end quite a trip. Yeah.
It's interesting because everyone's like, well, it's completely useless as a truck because you have to charge every hour or every 100 miles or so, and they're like, yeah. The problem is, what you don't understand when you're towing with a petrol or a diesel engine is your gas mileage is cut in half anyway.
Yeah.
It's just not quite such a problem because you can stop and fill it really quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even when the mileage goes to half of it, it's still 300 miles or something.
Yeah.
And then it's a third less staying still, and it's in 10 minutes filled instead of an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
what they were doing was kind of not really what an electric truck's designed for, but it was good that they did it because it really showed you, like if you look at Audi, for example, Audi's policy with the Audi e-tron is they've been asked lots of times by TV shows and YouTubers and reviewers, they're like, so what's your policy on towing with an Audi e-tron? And Audi's policy is don't ever tow.
No.
Yeah.
We can tow up to a ton, but don't, because as soon as you hook a trailer up, your range is just decimated.
Yeah.
So Audi's official position is don't tow. Like,
well,
okay,
yeah,
but at least they admit that. At least they're like, yeah, this is a limitation of electric cars right now. When you load them up, you're getting the same reduction in performance that you do with a petrol car, but it's a lot more tricky to just get going again.
Yeah. So my father-in-law has a Model X.
Yeah.
And quite a big caravan. And he tows it with his Model X. And he can drive around 200 kilometer with it. So
not bad.
It's not even that bad, no.
Okay.
No. But well, still, if you want to go to Switzerland from the Netherlands, it's still a 5 hour battery charging time.
Yeah.
So
it's not.
Or take the train.
Yeah.
Now, I'm driving in 5 hours to Switzerland.
Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, I think we've established that electric vehicles for traveling long distances and towing stuff is not ideal, and you should probably not buy it if you do that a lot. But
not yet.
Not yet. No.
Not yet. No.
With the faster charging infrastructure and more cars that can take like a really fast charge, it's becoming less of a problem, but it's still for like really long distance stuff. It's not super recommended.
I think they should make a standard removable battery package that you can just drive up and the station.
They've talked about this on and off. Like you own the car, but you lease the battery.
Yeah.
So exactly that. When you want to charge, you don't really charge. You just basically go somewhere and it swaps the battery out, and then you get someone else's battery that's fully charged, and it just keeps going like that.
Yeah.
So
we've seen that. I think we had it on the show a couple of months ago, where scooters. Yeah. It works for scooters. Obviously, that's a lot easier because of weight and all that. So we've got a lot of electric scooters now all over Rotterdam. The rental thing, and it's a mess because they are everywhere, and people leave them at the most crazy places. And but on the other hand, you see them being driven a lot, so it does work. People do use it, but it's just that there's always people that don't know how to behave, and they just leave these things at the most awkward places. But
gewoon doe normaal.
Doe normaal. Yeah. So that is another thing that I found out this week is that when we discussed the option for the Lexus UX electric vehicle, is that it had a slower charge speed. And then I think we talked about, if it's every car is about 100 kilowatt hours now, so that's fine. But apparently it's not. It's only 50. So
that's low for a hybrid. That's old generation.
Yeah. So that's probably one of the reasons why they are being negative about that charging situation. So it is an issue apparently. So that might be still a no-go, but then again, it's all, if it's only for the city and around the city, it doesn't matter. If you have the whole night to charge it, doesn't matter. But if you go on holiday and you have to drive to Switzerland, it's going to be a pain in the ass, obviously, to do that.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting trip.
Yeah. So I'm not probably not going to do it anyway. So that's another thing I found out because I checked it and thought, wait a minute, it's only 50 or something. And then that's the fast. So it can also do 35 or something. It has two. I don't know about that. It has two different charging ports. So
it's to do with AC and DC. So if it's an AC charge, it'll typically run up to about 7 kilowatts. So that's like if you plug it in at home. And if it's a DC charge, it'll run at up to 50.
Okay.
Which probably means that as it tails off, it drops to about 30.
Yeah.
That's normally what that means.
Yeah, they always talk about 80% charge in so much time. That's when it has the peak load, and then it drops off, obviously, to save the batteries, probably.
Yeah. So the getting to that 80% is normally pretty quick. On my car, I can go from 20 to 80% in about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Okay. But then to go from 80% to 100%, even on a fast charger, takes another hour.
Yeah.
Because the car slows down the charging so that it doesn't just completely overheat the batteries.
Yeah.
I think that's what they did in the towing movie. They kept
always
it
went to 80%.
Yeah. Go off again.
Between 15% and 80% or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So.
Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Well, maybe something maybe you do not want to hear this, and maybe on a completely different note. But if you need a car, but only for the short and the short trips, why not take let's call it a a Toyota Aygo or something, and for the 2 times you need a bigger car for holidays, just rent it for a week or swap it with your father. Or
exactly. I mean that's what I said. That's what I said to you is like buy an electric car, and when you want to go to Switzerland, rent one.
Yeah. Well,
petrol car.
That is exactly why I was looking at electric vehicles. Because that's what we're talking about, Honda E or something like that, because I was never going to use that vehicle to go to Switzerland or whatever, and I'll just get my dad's car or rent a car or whatever. We'll probably find a way to
take me with you.
Yeah, that's obviously always a good idea. So we should probably talk about it. So I know. I mean, that's obviously the situation anyway. And that's why maybe even the Lexus UX is still an option, because you're not going to use it for long range driving. But then again, a lot of other cars are options too. So that's just something that I need to look at. We'll see how that develops, that whole story. If we can if we end up buying an electric car or not. And then there's also cars that I thought were electric or not. I think the new Toyota Yaris looks pretty cool, and they've got a Yaris Cross now, and that's seems like a really cool car. But it's not electric. They have a hybrid but no electric version of that, so that's not going to be an option. And you know what another thing is? And I know I'm difficult. I'm always difficult, I know, but it's just something I can't... It's just something that happens. They keep doing things to cars that I hate. And if one does it, they all do it. So... all these cars now have...
You're starting to sound like an old man.
Yes, I know. But and I am an old man, so that's probably only logical.
Okay.
It's only logical. They do these really ugly black edges on the wheel fenders. So...
the black plastic.
Yeah, the black plastic over the wheels.
To make it look like it's tough and off-road.
Yeah, but it's ugly. It's terrible. I don't want that. But almost every car has that now. The only way to get around it is by a black one that you won't see it that much, although you still do see it. But I mean, apparently.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
But apparently people like that, but I can't. I mean, it's ugly. It's terrible.
It's just a styling thing.
On the normal road cars, it's not, is it?
Well,
it should
on the normal
cars.
On the normal Yaris, it isn't, but probably on the high one, it is. But that's to make it tough, like Chris said.
Yeah, it's because they want it to look tough and rugged and.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so it's just if there's a car, I mean. A car that has it, and I know the Lexus has it too. That's why I'm still, not really fond of that too, because I really don't like it. And I know Michelle's Mini had it, but she had a black one, so it didn't really show up that much. But that was not the Mini is not a Jeep, and they had the black plastic parts.
You know what doesn't have it? Polestar.
That's cool. So that's probably going to be a Polestar anyway.
There we go. And salt.
Yeah. And salt. Yeah. Yeah. Well, could be. Yeah.
It doesn't matter which what is it part you take, where to make the difference in which car you were going to buy, but. If it's the plastic wheel covers, it's
then it's an easy thing. Well, it could be
that would be so funny. Is if you went to the dealership and they're like, so what do you think? What do you find important in a car? And your answer is it shouldn't have black plastic.
Exactly, but that's always happening. That's exactly
for me. It's exactly the same, but for me, it's chrome. There should be no. I will buy the black pack to not have chrome.
Okay. Yeah.
I will black out the chrome after I've bought the car, because chrome should have died in the 1950s.
I know, and I don't have it with chrome. That's the whole thing. I don't mind chrome, but I do mind the black plastic.
I can't stand chrome.
No, I actually had a really big problem with a car that had that because I wanted chrome. I had Oscar knows all about it. It had a chrome pack on it. which I loved. It was a black car with chrome window shields, and it was really beautiful, I thought. And the roof rails were also like, well, silver or chrome or whatever, aluminium. And I love that. And that was a real big problem in the end to get it. And there were all kinds of things happening. But that's just, that's just what you like or hate. And I hate the black plastic. I remember when it was cool to have a glass roof.
Yeah.
And I hated that because I see no use of having a glass roof at all. I think it's annoying. I don't want it. And then they said, yeah, but you can have a thing to cover it up, which is stupid. You're not gonna get a glass roof and then get a curtain to cover it up, because also you lose a lot of space of height. So actually, I was at a car dealer. I said, well, I like this car, and I was ready to go and lease it. And I said, but I want the version without the glass roof. Yeah, but they all have glass roofs. And I just walked away. I did not do it because I did not want to have that bloody glass roof. And it's so stupid. A lot of things that they invent are just useless and stupid. I don't know why. Another thing that I hate, while we're on the subject, these...
Yeah, I can see we've got you going now.
Because it annoys me very much. These fucking indicator lights that go from left to right. What the fuck is up with that? That's so annoying.
That's basically every Audi is now out for you.
Yeah, Audi is just terrible with that. And then another thing that's really bad is
do you sit out at the front of your house in the evening and shout at the children to get off your lawn?
No. The tail lights that go all the way from left to right in one beam. That looks so cheap.
That counts out between the black plastic and the sequential lights and the tail bar. That counts out pretty much every car built in the last 10 years for you.
Yeah, that's why I'm having so much trouble finding a car that I like, because it's just they all have ugly stuff going on, and lights. Just one light goes on if you go to corner, so they're all like.
And I thought I was bad with chrome.
They're all cars seem to be limping and out of sync, because if you take a corner, just one of the headlights goes on and the other stays off, which is really annoying to me too. I don't know, or the fog light or whatever.
Yeah, the fog light goes.
It really annoys me too, because it has absolutely no. There's no reason why you should want that.
Actually, there was. So the fog lamp was the attempt. So when you buy a really expensive car, like the really expensive Lexuses, the headlights, when you steer, the headlights actually turn.
Yes, mine does that. That's okay, because that does work.
So on the not Lexus cars, they went, we can fake that by just turning on the fog light on this corner.
Oh.
That's what they're doing when you turn. They're trying to make it so that it illuminates the road where you're going, but it's not a great solution.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's.
And then with the indicator, the reason they do it is because like all cars now have daytime running lights, so they have the white lights around the outside of the headlight or something. And when you put your indicator on, sometimes it can get lost in the daytime running light. So what they do is they turn off the light in that corner so that the blinker can flash and be really obvious.
Okay.
And when the blinker turns off, that light comes back on.
Okay, that's why they do it.
So there's reasons for it.
It looks really messy. It looks annoying to me, like something is broken.
Go around the corner, it's like it's got one headlight.
Yeah.
Like, your headlights out.
Yeah, they all look like sort of disabled. I don't know. Yeah. There's an issue with that.
There's a brand new Mercedes that's broken already. One headlight's
not it's.
Well, you do not want to know. So my car has it as well. I've quite a new Volkswagen Passat.
Okay.
And you do not want to know how many neighbors run up to me and said, "Hey, one of your lights is broken."
I can imagine.
And actually, what is a very nice feature of the Volkswagens is that the camera on for driving backwards is hidden in the logo and
so when you reverse, the logo pops out.
Yeah, but it stays out for a couple of seconds also when you drive away, because it makes you sure that you are really driving away and not just
maneuvering.
Maneuver.
Yeah.
So how many neighbors I had? Hey,
your boot's open.
Your boot is open.
Yeah.
Well,
I can see that.
And I think my turn signals are the same, really the same as my daytime lights. So indeed, the white light goes out and it turns, but it's not really going out. It becomes orange during going left and right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that would annoy me so much. I don't know. I it's just if it's the one light goes on and the other off. I don't know about that. It's all these little things that I don't think have any use, because it worked fine any other way.
That's true, but you are sitting in your car, so you do not see what's happening with the lights on the outside of your car.
That's true.
Well, that's like there's an English word for that. It's called a Luddite. Who's someone who's kind of stuck in the past.
Yeah.
And the joke in England is how many Englishmen does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is, why should we change it now? It's been fine for the last 75 years.
Yeah.
I learned to let go of some of that tendency when I started to buy cars. I'm like, no, I like some of these things in cars, even though I didn't used to like them. So like the glass roof, yeah, I can take it or leave it, but I really like the sequential indicators. I think they look cool.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, that's...
Okay, so let me tell. If you don't like that, you won't like the new headlights on the newest Audis.
Okay.
Because they're no longer bulbs; they're actual projectors. So you can project logos and pictures out of the headlights.
Okay. Yeah.
And they
that's actually
do that
fun.
so that when you're driving towards traffic with the high beams on, they can see where the car is that's coming towards you, and block out the light just where the other car is, so they don't get blinded.
Yeah. Okay.
But
well,
to do that, it's like a
that's cool
projector.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, I don't know if that would annoy me. I don't. Maybe not. No, maybe not. I don't know.
Can you then project the Batman logo?
Or you can drive along with the Batman logo projected on the road.
Everything, or a middle finger or whatever. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, I think I am warming up to the projector lights now.
You can express yourself on the road.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And when you're standing in a traffic jam, you can just play a movie with your beamers on the backside of the lorry in front of you.
Yeah.
That's also.
Oh yeah. Well, it's Well, I won't go into all the other things that annoy me on cars, but now it's some of these things are fine, but I think it should always have a possibility to switch it to any other position. I mean,
it's old man mode.
Yeah. Why not?
So what do you think about automatic headlights that come on when it goes dark?
Yeah, that's fine. I have them and I use them all the time. So that's fine.
So you're not completely averse to modern technology?
No, I don't think actually that I'm averse to modern technology, but it needs to be an improvement. It needs to do something that helps me. And 90% of the things that are on cars now don't help me at all. So I don't see.
Have you driven a car that has automatic high beams? When it detects the road's dark and there's no oncoming lights,
that's so annoying. A friend of mine had that, and these lights would come on every now and then for no reason, and you would be blinded by the road signs suddenly because they just blind up the lights. You're scared. I mean, what's up with that? I mean, are we all?
I mean, instantly said that's so annoying, and in my brain, I'm going, that's really useful.
No, it's terrible because
annoying.
It's annoying. You don't know when it happens. Why should my car decide that? We are not stupid, are we? We can decide these things for ourselves and be in control of them.
That's a topic for a whole other show.
Yeah. Well, apparently we are stupid. I mean, but that's
look how many people you see driving around at night with no lights on.
Yeah, that's
why you have automatic lights now.
Yeah, But then again, it caters to all people that don't mind, that don't take care, that are stupid, I don't know, and they try to find ways to do that. But I am not like that. So I am always sort of confused about that because I don't know what's happening. Something happens and I didn't do it. I mean, if I remember, if I put a switch in my car at a certain position, I know it's there. And it should be there the next time when I get in the car. If I get in the car and it's different, I'm confused because I didn't set it that way. I set it the other way. So why is it going the other way? Yeah, that's because of safety. But I hate the fact that I'm not in control of these things because, why should it change it by itself? And all these things, I switch it off. I switch off my parking beepers. I switch off everything in the Lexus. And my dashboard has everything switched off too. Because I've got 3 distance mileage things. I've got temperature. I've got how many miles I've got left, which I can see.
Oscar, he's really not going to get on well with a Polestar or a Tesla or a Rivian. Everything's on the screen.
They should... Yeah, touchscreens is another problem because you need buttons, not touchscreens. Because touchscreens are slow. They don't work if your car is off. It doesn't... you can't find... I mean, you have to look at these screens all the time.
Not as slow as they were, but yeah, there is an issue with putting all of the controls on a touchscreen because for the essential ones like maybe heating and stuff like that, there should be a button that you know where it is and you can just feel for it without looking.
Volume of your radio. That should be a button. You can find it blindly, and you can switch it off on blindly. Same as your indicators, your wipers. All these things should be real, actual knobs.
True.
It's and it's just very annoying.
So the one thing that I know is going to take me some getting used to with the Rivian is that they've done, and I know you're just going to explode. The air vents. You know how the air vents, you move them by you grab them with your finger and you move them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the Rivian, you don't. On the Rivian, you touch the screen and you tell the screen where to point the air vents.
Oh.
And then it motorizes the air vents to point where you tell it.
Oh, okay.
That's going to take some getting used to.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't think that's a brilliant idea. But then again, when I bought my current car, I moved all the air vents on the first day I had it, and I've never moved them again since.
No. Mine move automatically. Mine move to where you're sitting.
Yours do this, don't they?
It measures who's where in the car, and it circulates the airstream automatically, and that's something I've never find annoying at all. It does it very well, and it does it exactly. So I never touch them too, but they always work very well. So if that's the case, then I might get used to it.
Okay.
So that system is really, really good.
So we have a topic for a future show, which is you have to come over here after I've got my Rivian.
Yeah.
And I have to show you all the cool stuff on it, and you have to tell me how much of it isn't cool.
Yeah, we should probably
the live show out of your car then.
Yeah. Let's. Well, anyway, we should meet up sometime in Utah or whatever, and just do all these things while we're there. Yeah. It would be so cool. Yeah. Anyway, I know. I know that it's old fashioned. I know, and people you don't want to. Yeah, you don't like changes, and but I don't think it is that. But I can't.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah. I don't think it is, but it depends on what it is. I mean, it's just that's some things annoy me, and more things annoy me. Not because it changes, but it's getting worse. I mean, why? I've started another example. I've started with a virus program on my PC, and I've had it for years, and it worked fine. And it's payware. I've had it running on 5 PCs, and it has been run. Then they came, great news. We have thoroughly improved our software, and it's now so cool. And it's the most annoying piece of software that I've got now. I hate it. I'm going to cancel it because it's just doing stuff that I don't want it to do. And it keeps coming back with fucking notifications and everything that I don't want. Why are people making things worse? It's not that I
it's
hate...
because they have to be seen to be doing something. And if the product already works, and they have to be seen to be doing something to it. They can't actually make it better, so then they change stuff and say it's improved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly my point.
You know, it's like the detergent that you put in a washing machine.
Yeah.
All it does is clean clothes.
Yeah.
It's detergent, but they keep trying to reinvent detergent. Yeah. You know, which is how we ended up with these Tide Pods, these little plastic things that dissolve that everyone over here started eating and poisoning themselves with. You know, and it turns out that they don't clean the clothes any better because they're designed to work in cold water. And you know, if you want to clean anything, you kind of need hot water.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Oh, it's the same, you know, with weed stuff that you used to. It used to work perfectly, and now it doesn't.
See, now that's a different thing. That's built-in redundancy because it's now only half as effective, so you have to buy twice as much.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's marketing.
Yeah, but that's also with liquid soap. That's also marketing because a bar of soap will last you half a year, and all the liquid soap evaporates in a week or something like that. It's marketing. I understand that. And I know it's like that, and for some weird reason it doesn't annoy me as much as some of the other things. But I do know it happens, and it's one of these things. But I know.
Oscar, we found a rich vein of comedy here.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, do you have a smartphone?
Yes, I was one of the first actually to have one. No, that's the thing. So I do like that, and I like the new technologies on it, and I'm fine with that. You know what I like, what I don't like, what I hate about smartphones. There's some types, the rounded off screens.
Oh yeah, the rounded corners.
That's so bad. I mean, why did they come up with that? It's totally useless. Does that have a rounded screen?
No, it's perfectly square on the corners.
Yeah. That's the reason why I stopped. I didn't even look at Samsung's phones because what happens is if you hold the phone,
it's like a bar of soap.
You touch the screen with the palm of your hand, and if you scroll down, it stops all the time because you're hitting the screen. So totally useless. And I won't buy a phone with it.
Apple keeps saying they want to do that to their phones. I'm like, I really don't think you do.
No, they shouldn't.
It's not user friendly.
It isn't.
No.
It's user hostile.
I think so too. Okay, so you're also against changes then.
I'm against curved screens.
Yeah.
I also have a problem with folding phones.
That's
those ones where you fold and then it puts a crease down the middle of the screen.
That's a no-go for me too. Yeah.
That seems like a complete waste of time.
For me too. I don't know why people even want to buy those. I don't see it.
Well, again, phones have become so, all they can really do is add better cameras and faster processors. So they have to be seen to be trying to do something innovative.
Yeah.
It's like, do you remember when we had 3D TVs and nobody bought them, and then they did curved TVs and nobody bought those, and now we just have flat 2D TVs again. Everyone's perfectly happy.
Yeah. So there is
that was all because the TV manufacturers had to be seen to be trying to make something new.
So one light at the end of the tunnel is that maybe they go back to how it was. Is that the takeaway of this? Maybe they go.
Well,
maybe they
everything.
They see that it doesn't.
Everything
work.
Old is new again. If you wait for long enough, all my 1980s clothes will be popular again.
With clothes, it's a problem that it looks like 80s, but it's still different.
Yeah, the difference is now they won't catch fire. In the 80s, if you walked anywhere near a candle, you just burn.
Speaking about smartphones, I was somehow when you get an iPhone, what is it, 12 Pro or something? So there's of course face recognition, and when it's lying on the table and you get a WhatsApp message or something, it only says message, and maybe from the person who sent it, but that's it.
Yeah.
And you never see what the message is, and then you look closer, and then I always see the message coming forward, and I was annoyed by it that you did not see it at first.
Oh.
And then
okay.
Then my niece last week told me, she said, yeah, but that's of course due to everybody can see this message. So it's closed, and when you come nearby your phone,
then it recognizes
face recognition, and then it shows the message.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I'm getting old.
Yeah. Well, I do have those types too. Although I've got an Android phone, and you can choose how you want to see it. If it, all the levels of if you want to see it, how much you want to see it. I've switched it all off, obviously, because I don't need to see that. I only want to see it if I open my phone. Why would I want to see a message when it's lying on the table? But that's a whole other story. So I've switched it all off. And that's why I like Android, is that everything is you can set everything to exactly how you like it. You've got full control of what happens and what doesn't happen, and I really like that, and it's tailored completely to my needs, and that's why it works so nice with me. I won't even, that's a whole other show, my experiences with iOS and iPads. I won't go into that, but that cost me a couple of years of my life, just because I did not understand their philosophy. I mean, it's like different. Coming from DOS and Windows, you will not understand probably how iOS works. It does things.
I have a lot of trouble with Siri, with the voice assistant.
Okay.
I had to put Siri in Australian before it started to understand me. It didn't work in English. It didn't work in American. In Australian, it gets about 30% of what I say.
Yeah. I've given up on the whole voice recognition thing. I don't.
And most of the time, what happens is I start swearing at it, and that's what it sends to my wife.
Exactly. I know.
So I'll say, send a message that says I'll be home in 10 minutes, and it won't send it, and I'll say, oh my God, you're so stupid. And what my wife will get is a message that says, oh my God, you're so stupid. Now, I'm like, do you not know when to stop listening?
No, I've never been able to get that working too. I mean, when you try it out, it works. I've got obviously the Google thing. So, okay, Google, and you do something, and oh, wow, it works. Google Play the Star Wars music, and it goes to Spotify Space, and that's cool. But that's only when you play with it and try to figure out how it works. As soon as you try to use it for something really useful, it doesn't work.
So we have Apple HomePods. Okay. We have the little speakers, and to start with, we were trying to get it to play Radio Veronica in Holland, and I'd say, hey, play Radio Veronica, and what it would do is it would play Radio Veronica Classic.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, how do I? And we figured out in the end that what you do is you say play radio, so it knows that you're going to ask for a radio station, and the word it's looking for after the radio station is the name.
Okay.
So if we say play Radio Veronica, it works.
Oh, okay.
If we say play Radio Veronica,
it just looks at Veronica.
In its list for the first thing it can find, and the first thing it can find is Veronica Classics.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or top 1,000, 1,000 of all time.
I mean, that you can work with,
But it takes a while to figure it out. Once, like, we have a lot of smart stuff in the home now, lights and sensors, and it honestly, I'm getting lazy because I walk into a room now, like we walk into the kitchen, the light comes on automatically.
Yeah. I've got that.
If we want to turn the living room lights on and make them brighter, we don't touch a switch anymore. We just speak to Siri, and it's like, I'm becoming lazy.
Lazy. Well, I do have all that. All the lights are now and everything. That's all automatic. I do use the switches. I don't talk to the lights, but I do use switches and the phone and everything. But most of it is automatic.
Yeah.
So it comes on when it gets dark. It goes off when it gets light. I have things, when the lights at the staircase are on at a very low light, and then it goes up a little bit, goes down a little bit at certain times, and that's all fully automated, and that's just really, really well.
So we just need to convert that enthusiasm into the enthusiasm for something new in a car.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not about the new thing. It's about the what it is.
Is it helping you?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. And one of the things that I do like, and I need like a rear backup camera.
Backup camera.
That's so
really useful.
So useful. I mean, that is so much better than anything else. The beepers annoy the shit out of me because they start beeping.
I can name something better than a backup camera. A heated steering wheel.
Oh yeah, that sounds good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's minus 14 outside and you get in the car and after a minute the steering wheel is warm.
That
I never thought I needed that, but
I think I would probably need that too once I have it. Yeah, I can totally understand that would be very cool. Yes. Yeah.
Or very hot.
Oh, very hot. Yeah, it would be very cool that it's hot. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, I'm. It's amazing, but we already are at another hour.
We've filled another hour.
And we didn't even. I mean, well, you know, if you want, if it's always if there's nothing else to talk about, just get me complaining about stuff, and I'll fill hours of that.
Hours.
Yeah, it's
that's good to know.
Yeah, it's not a problem at all. So yeah, no, let's just probably keep it with what we've done now. And close this show for today. Thanks for watching, all our viewers, and we will be back I think next week, hopefully with something more of content that we've worked on. If not, we'll probably talk a little bit more about
suggesting we're going to rehearse.
No, definitely not, but maybe 1 or 2 or 3 topics might be okay. Maybe there's something going on in F1, maybe a little bit. I see that the cars are starting to, you know, the pictures of the cars and everything is starting to come in. Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
I
think it's somewhere in February that the first real
official
the first reveal
launches. Yeah.
And of course, Princess Louise is now saying that he might not come back. It depends on what the FIA investigation will show.
Yeah.
What FIA investigation?
They're gonna investigate the last couple of rounds of the last race. And they're gonna do an investigation.
Again?
Yes, of course.
Well, that was still...
This is like Donald Trump saying that the election hasn't been solved yet.
Yeah, it's stupid. They shouldn't have done it.
Max won.
I know.
Lewis lost. That's all there is to it now. Just let it go.
It's terrible. The only thing they can do is change nothing. And just stick to their horses.
I think it's not about who won, yes or no. That's fixed. But they want to see if things went wrong, yes or no, and how they should change maybe the regulations to keep it simpler.
So what they want is to try and change the FIA regulations in Mercedes' favor.
And they want to be able to say. They made a mistake, so actually Lewis was champion, although he wasn't. That's the only thing that they want. They want to have the high ground on that, and be able to say Max is not a real world champion because he was helped or whatever. That's the only thing that they want to do, and it makes them look, you know, childish and terrible. It's just they should not have gone that way.
Well, they didn't go to the awards ceremony, so that was when they started looking childish.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, maybe some more about that next week. For now, I'm going to say goodbye to everyone, and thank you for watching again, for staying with us during the whole hour or not. And we'll see you on YouTube. Please comment, like, subscribe, whatever you can do, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.